Well, E3 is over, and basically this was easily one of the worst E3s in recent memory. I mean, it feels like a trend, honestly, at this point, that E3 just keeps getting progressively worse year after year, but there were still some pretty decent announcements.
Cyberpunk.
One of those announcements, and the one that we are going to be talking about today, is the new entry into the Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games franchise. And the last time I played one of these games, I think I had it on the Wii in like 2007, 2008, maybe even before then. And it was actually pretty fun when I was a kid, but looking back on it now, it was a pretty shitty game overall. But anyway, that's not important. You know, cool, we're getting another Mario and Sonic crossover game. That's pretty awesome. But some people are really excited over this game for all the wrong reasons. When Nintendo decided to announce this game at their E3 press conference or E3 Nintendo Direct, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I already know I'm going to get somebody in the comments correcting me, a certain games journalist working at my personal favorite source for gaming news, that of course being Polygon. This writer at Polygon noticed something that no normal human being would ever pay attention to, and don't worry, despite their pathetic attempt to get me to turn it off, Adblock was on while reading this deep dive into the degenerate side of the Sonic fanbase. That's right, who would have guessed the Sonic fanbase is once again doing something extremely cringy. See, our author here decided to write an article titled, "If Mario can surf barefoot, why can't Sonic unleash Sonic's feet? You cowards." Now, the author of this amazing article is Sam Sarkar? I don't fucking know how to say that. And let me just tell you guys, we are in for a real treat with this article. I mean, it was so bad that the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account quoted the tweet from Polygon with the article. It said, "At Polygon, please stop asking to see our feet. It's getting kinda weird."
You freaking pricks just can't ever be quenched. Your fantasies can't ever be quenched, can they? You freaking pricks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and check out one man's desperate pleas to gaze upon Sonic's furry blue toes in the new Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games. Sega's gameplay trailer for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, that's a fucking mouthful, was not necessarily one of the highlights of the E3 2019 Nintendo Direct presentation on Tuesday, but very early in the trailer, one thing did catch our eye: feet. Okay, it's basically confirmed at this point. This dude has to have a foot fetish or some shit. I mean, I don't think I've ever watched a game trailer, and I don't think I've known anyone else who's ever watched a game trailer to have their eyes drawn to the fucking feet of a video game character, especially that of a fucking blue hedgehog. I mean, I could be going out on a limb here, but what are the chances that this dude just so happens to be a furry with a foot fetish? I know it might sound crazy, but then again, this is Polygon we're talking about, and we are in 2019, so you know, you never know what you might just find on the internet. I mean, plus we're probably dealing with one of the people who was involved in algebraically calculating the size of Luigi's crotch bulge in that Super Mario Tennis trailer. So I mean, you don't know what type of degeneracy we're gonna find on the internet, and all I can say at this point is this article is already off to a fantastic start. Surfing is one of 4 sports making their Olympic debuts at the Tokyo Games in 2020, and it was showcased near the start of the trailer with footage of both Mario and Sonic catching waves. Notice anything different about their surfing outfits? Hint, it's the feet. Well, way to fucking spoil the surprise, dude. But let's take a look at this amazing example of true investigative journalism into video game characters' feet. I mean, these are some dark times we live in. Cue the sad Naruto music. Mario is comfortable dipping his naked toes into the ocean, but Sonic seems to have no interest in removing his classic red and white sneakers before he gets on his surfboard. Now, it would make sense that Mario and his corporate parent would let the plumber's feet loose here. After all, Nintendo allowed a shirtless, shoeless, sockless Mario to prance around on a beach in Super Mario Odyssey. You had to add in those socks there, I see. Thank God for the clarification. I don't know how I would have survived not knowing. Not so for Sega. Even when Sonic turned into a werehog in 2008's Sonic Unleashed, he didn't hulk out of his shoes. The sneakers just became cleats. However, Sonic's feet have shown up in the Archie Comics series and in multiple cartoons, including the 90s animated series Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's unclear if we'll get to see Sonic's feet in in the redesigned Sonic the Hedgehog movie, well, maybe, just maybe, we can only hope that maybe we may get a quick glimpse of Sonic's toes in the new live-action Sonic movie. I mean, that original Sonic design was already pretty sketchy as fuck, dude, so who even knows at this point? After all, at this point, that type of fan service is probably exactly what the Sonic fan base wants. They don't exactly have the best reputation, let's just say.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, coming in to you live from my faithful and loving home here in Ruckersville, Virginia, which has now been correctively and recognized officially by Google as, and with fan support bringing the name up, this is officially Sonichu headquarters.
But the examples provided here from the comics or whatever, this first one, dude, it looks like it was pulled straight from a fucking DeviantArt fan fiction. So apparently this is from the official Sonic the Hedgehog comic book, and Jesus Christ, man, this just looks suspect as fuck. I mean, it's kind of ironic this shit got brought up during Pride Month, since, you know, if you look at that top left corner, it looks like Sonic and Tails were getting a little bit freaky under those sheets, if you know what I mean. I mean, Sonic legit looks like a typical pillow biter in that top left corner. And in case you don't know what that means, let's just take a look at this definition real quick. An exceptionally vigorous butt pounding between men in the dorsal ventral position, generally noteworthy for its combination of depth, force, and velocity, such that the poundee is transported to an otherworldly, oral fixated state of extreme hurt so good pleasure as to unconsciously bite down on a pillow, duvet, forearm, Jack Russell Terrier, or anything else that happens to come within close proximity to his mouth. And just looking at that picture, man, I can't help but think that's exactly what's going on in this situation. Like, that shit legitimately looks like some foot fetish Sonic fan art going on here. He also has this much more normal looking picture of a barefoot Sonic, but Jesus Christ, man, this dude actually put in the time to do research to find any canon example of a shoeless Sonic that he could. I mean, this guy's in way too deep at this point. This is honestly really fucking sketchy. I mean, I think it's like 99% certain at this point that the author of this shit stain of an article is definitely a furry with a foot fetish. I mean, I just can't see it any other way. It has to be. Who else would actually give a shit enough about this to write an in-depth article with examples? I mean, this is absolutely pathetic. Like, honestly, this is getting fucking weird that someone is this invested into trying to see Sonic without his shoes on. And I'm telling you, man, this is some peak fucking games journalism right here. This is why they get paid the big bucks. So what's the deal with Sonic's surfing footwear? Is he making a futile effort to keep his toes dry while hanging 10? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's an effort to keep freaks on the internet from masturbating to a fucking shoeless blue hedgehog, but let's keep going on with the article. Is he just shy about showing his feet in public? Does Sega have something in its Sonic brand guidelines saying that Sonic can't go shoeless? That would be strange, considering that there is apparently no such provision in place for Sonic's nemesis, Dr. Eggman. Wow, those sure are some sexy ass toes if I do say so myself. Like, what in the actual fuck is the point of this article aside from pure clickbait trash? I mean, shit, dude, I would hate to see this guy's browsing history. Dude, this guy's probably looking up shit like Sonic X Shadow foot jobs or some shit like that. Who even knows, man? Like, honestly, this is so fucking weird. Only in this current timeline could we expect to see something so pathetic. Well, at least we're almost done with the article, though. We've asked Sega for a comment, and we'll update this article with any information we receive. Either way, Mario and Sonic and their athletic pals are coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch this November in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Well, man, what can I say? Fingers crossed for all the furries with foot fetishes out there that we might actually get some sort of response and information on whether or not we will be able to bask in the blue glory of Sonic's bare feet atop a surfboard. I mean, if we could only experience such an amazing sight, this could easily be a Game of the Year contender. Oh wait, what's this? What are we getting here? Apparently there is a very important update coming directly from Sega about this update. Sega has responded to Polygon's request for comment. According to veteran Sonic the Hedgehog game producer Takashi Hizuka, Sonic doesn't take off his shoes in canon. I love how he puts that little in canon there in parentheses because, you know, he's probably thinking, yeah, Sonic may not take off his shoes in canon, but he always takes them off in my heart. Like, what the fuck? Which only leads to more questions. Well, shit, guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like we won't be seeing everyone's favorite furry friend without his shoes on. Can we get an F in the chat for all the weirdos in the Sonic fanbase that had hopes to see their favorite blue hedgehog atop a surfboard with his exposed feet getting splashed by the waves as he surfs off into the sunset into the hearts of Sonic fans everywhere. That and into the heart of the creepy fuckers that beat their meat to a fucking video game character like Sonic, whose greatest concern is whether or not his feet will be in the game or not, enough to spend time to write an entire article about how the developers at Sega are cowards because they don't want to quote-unquote unleash Sonic's feet. God damn, man. Those are some words I never expected to cross my lips, but I guess in 2019, where people are employed to write articles about the feet of fictional video game characters, Polygon never fails to disappoint, and here we are. But with that said, guys, that does it for the video today. Sorry for the whole lack of uploads recently. I had a lot of personal shit going on, plus there's really honestly not that much interesting stuff going on. I have a couple more topics for videos, but man, it's been dry as fuck, even with E3, so hopefully the typical stupidity surrounding the gaming industry picks up soon. But anyway, guys, as always, I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to check out the video and for all the recent support as well, and I will catch you guys next time. Also, this is probably the perfect song to end the video with considering the topic, but anyway, guys, I will catch you guys next time.
Have some bestiality sex in this game. Woohoo! Bestiality. It's what Sonic's all about these days. Bestiality. It's what Sonic's all about these days. Fucking Sonic. He's back to sell more games, yeah. Whatever happened to Sonic 4? I don't think anyone knows. The project was probably canceled. Here we go. Now for you. Here's a hole. So suck on my balls and shaft, yeah. I am fucking Sonic. And you can't fuck with me, yeah. I am a fucking